Yes, sir. All right. So, last we left off, we got back to town. Got back to Vathrond. Surprising, so a week later than when we left. Finding out that the mists had altered the journey of time a little bit. Coming in and restoring Balinor back to her full health, or at least unpetrified, leaving her at the church with Mother Johanna. Seeing that the town was setting up for a kind of a not a festival, but like a recognition day for Phaethon's Fallen. You then met a new character, Sheriff, who seemed kind of intimidating, but kind of straightforward and honest to himself, at least, before going to the tavern and seeing Kelly interacting with who you now know as Zodor Tariff. Leaving with his goons after Puck's intentional stumble into him, we decided to split the party. We've got, from my understanding, Vargir and Puck are going to head to Zodor's office, and Hera, Molokov, and Ghost are going to head to the markets.
Yeah.
Unless I'm wrong. Cool. So let's go back to the town.
I completely forgot though what I was going to say to this guy.
We're going to apologize for me being
That's
drunk
right.
and bumping into him before.
That's right.
Yeah, I think the idea is that, or what you discussed last time, was that you want to go and kind of make face with him and just see what his deal is.
He was fairly magnanimous, so it's like, I don't know, is he actually a bad guy? Sounds like he's a bad guy, but like, is he providing some benefits to this town? Who knows?
Sure. So let's start with Vargir and Puck. I believe you still were in the tavern. You've started to look over the paperwork that Kelly has handed back to you.
I was spending a couple of hours doing that.
Do you want to just give me just an intelligence check over it?
I'm wicked smart. Not actually, but I rolled very well. Intelligence, that's a modified 20.
Modified 20. Everything looks like it is filled in on the right dotted lines and the right information. It's very monotonous going through this kind of paperwork. But you can probably tell that she's taken it seriously as much as filling in. The application is now probably at the stage where it's like, if you were to take this any further, then there would be no problem giving this bar or this tavern the name of your house. It's probably now up to you to assess whether it is suitable or any changes need to be made in that regard. If that makes sense.
Okay.
But you finish going through the paperwork, Vargir finishes another drink, so the scene is your two.
Well, this actually looks like she's done a pretty good job.
That's good to hear, I guess.
Yeah, I'm a bit surprised, honestly. I didn't think, after everything, all the trouble she's sort of been, I thought it might take us a little longer to be finished with all this. I need to, before we go over to the rail house, I need to go to the post office. Have you seen one around?
Have I?
I think you would have remembered that there probably... Oh no, neither of you have been there. No, you have not seen one.
All right, I will ask the gnome behind the bar.
The no attack.
Not again.
Brackles kind of comes up to the bar. Yes, you'll find the post office down at the station. Normally people put all their mail to go to the big cities to be distributed around the continent. We don't really have a post office here as such, but more of a mail room that gets put on any trains that are leaving.
Right. Well, we'll make our way over there then. Brackle, Zodor, what is the nature of your relationship with him?
Oh, I don't talk to him. It's Kelly that does the talking for the business.
Does he seem like he's scared of the guy?
You can give me an insight check.
Insight 16.
He doesn't seem scared. He seems like he knows that his place is not to deal with the business of the tavern.
Okay. All right. Cool. Vargir, was there anything else you wanted to do?
Oh, ready when you are.
All right. Let's head over.
All right. You make your way out and down towards the station. Almost like a double long building, kind of made mix of stone, wood. Looks very well designed. A lot of the town is, again, like I said, it's not falling apart, but it's a mismatch of brick and wood and whatever people have found to put together this little town on the borderlands of the mists. But the station is at least put together nicely, and you do see that it is got full glass windows and so on and so forth. When you are arriving, you do see that there is a lightning rail sitting inside the station. It seems to be off, just sitting there stationary. It doesn't seem like it is just departed full of guests. It seems like it's just sitting there. But there are a couple of people milling about the station.
Anything look like an? I'm just actually just gonna walk
Yeah.
try to find and see if I can find anything that looks like an office or a.
Sure. Inside, you kind of like go through these double doors, and it is very much your like kind of like clerk's office. There's some posters on the wall. There's some postcards being like, "Come visit Shan, Stariluska, the city of trade," and stuff like that. But a lot of them are collecting dust. It's not a booming business of postcards and trade in this place. But you do see behind some metal grates another gnomish figure with like a big kind of twirling moustache sitting there kind of just like writing things and stamping things. And then you see as well some other closed doors around the place. One of them does look particularly fancy. It's got a kind of plaque on it that says tariff.
I'd like to walk up to the curly mowed dwarf.
Sure. No.
No, shit. I already got that wrong.
Can I help you?
Yes, actually, I would like to see Tariff Zodor.
I'm not sure if he's in at the moment. I can go and check for you. He kind of brings back his chair, gets down, walks like around the desk, unlocks this thing. You can see it's got like some padlocks and stuff on it, closes it, locks it, trots over to Zodor's office. This takes like 2 or 3 minutes, and goes over to Tariff's office.
I'm definitely watching quite intently as like all the locks that are involved in getting between here and there.
Yeah.
Just taking note, but trying to be subtle about it.
Yeah, they look
My
not overly complicated, but they're like padlocks and bolt locks and stuff like that.
I've got my hand on my face. I'm not paying attention to anything.
After a while, the door creaks open a little bit, and you hear them go. A bit of an exchange goes on. The door closes. He walks back, unlocks all the padlocks, gets back in his thing, closes them, locks them up again, comes back to the metal grate where you're standing. Yes, he is in.
Well, can we see him?
I see no reason why not. The door's over there.
Great. Okay. Thank you for your help.
Goes back, just face down, starts writing again.
I'm just gonna look to Puck and just be like, "What the fuck?"
I suppose we might as well just go and see him and apologize and size him up a little bit. But I say that quite subtly and quietly, like I don't want to be overheard.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll walk over to Tara's door.
Give it a knock.
Yeah, give it a knock.
Creaks open a little bit faster this time, and you see one of the brutes that were with him, in their kind of leather,
Mustard.
yeah, kind of like green and browns. But he kind of just creaks open the door a bit. This guy stands. He's not a Goliath, but he's quite bulky. You know, the kind of people where you're like arms like tree trunks kind of thing. Really broad shoulders. Opens the door and goes, "Yes."
What time is it?
I'd say just past lunch.
Well, just be afternoon. We're here to see if we can have a quick chat with Tariff.
And what is your business?
Just a quick apology for my friend's behavior earlier in the tavern.
Kind of like
Look up, sort of smile sheepishly.
looks down to Puck and goes, yes, we remember you.
Thought it wouldn't be a bad idea soon when you're in town to make face and not make enemies quickly.
Now that would be a bad idea to make enemies. 1 second, closes the door, you hear footsteps. A couple of seconds passes, the door swings open, fully wide. And you see in this office, kind of it's almost like a long room with a big wooden desk sitting at the end of it. And behind it you see the kind of plump man with the sideburns and the tuft of hair around with a balding patch on top. Moustache kind of sitting there, and looks up and goes, "Oh, hello. I was wondering if you would come and see me. Please come and have a seat." And you see that there are also the two other brutes in the room as well, kind of just leaning up against the pillars. But you see there's a bookshelf, kind of got a couple of kits on it, you know, some almost like satchels with belts around them. There's some books, there's some vials of stuff. It looks like a pretty educated room, if you were to make that assumption. But he invites you in, and there are two chairs in front of his desk.
In this room, just looking around, having seen the outside of it, do the dimensions of the inside make sense with the outside? In the sense of, I'm trying to be like, is there like a hidden wall or room behind the bookshelf or something like that?
Sure. I think that would be, I'm going to say perception, because you're not getting a close look at it. You're just giving a general scan of the room.
Okay. Perception, that's an 18.
Seems pretty normal.
Okay.
The possibility is still there, of course, as you haven't seen every other room inside this building.
Of course.
Seems pretty straightforward. There is a window behind his desk, but there are no other windows in the room.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd like to approach the desk with my hand out for a handshake. And
He gets himself up and reaches out, and you feel his hand. He's kind of got, quite hairy arms that come all the way down to his knuckles, and he kind of just shakes your hand. It's quite clammy, but he then wipes it on one of his serviettes and puts the handkerchief back in his pocket. And please sit down.
Vargir, this is my friend Puck.
Oh yes, I believe we have the pleasure of meeting already. Bit light on your feet. How are you feeling this afternoon?
I'm a bit better now. I might have a raging headache in the morning. Yes, we're here to say sorry. He said to sit down. Is there like a halfling-sized seat here at all?
No, they're just two like office chairs.
So I picture like you just being too small and me being too big for the other.
I will stay standing where I am then.
Okay.
I'll look disapprovingly at the chairs after he says it, but I'll just stay standing where I am. I haven't gone up to him. I'm sort of standing in the back, sort of acting a bit cowed.
Sure.
I'm certainly going to be as polite as possible and try to sit in this chair, but kind of really.
It's a squeeze. It's definitely a squeeze. I do hope that I've made yourselves as comfortable as you can. You are always welcome to come and see me. As for the headache, I might have something that might be able to help with it. Give me 1 second. And he kind of looks in his drawer and pulls out a little vial of clear liquid and he goes, "This normally helps me every time I go to the grey beyond and maybe have one too many. We're all guilty of it sometimes, aren't we? He
True.
slides it across to you.
Force a laugh. I'll take it. Thank you. Is that a thing I should have in the morning or before bed or?
I would definitely have it in the morning. Yes.
Okay, I'll put it into a pocket. Definitely going to ask someone to have a look at this for me later. We're very sorry about earlier. We new to town, didn't know who you are, but it seems from what we've heard you're quite an important person around here. Would that be accurate?
No. I'm just purely a businessman wanting to run his business here in town. I am very pleased that you have heard my name around. It means that I've been doing good business, no?
What business is it that you're in, out of curiosity?
Oh, well, I run the post office and I help make sure everything runs smoothly here at the train station.
I think that Puck would know, but I can't remember. Which house is in charge of the train stations?
I knew you were going to ask that. I think it is Meredith. It 2 seconds.
Yep.
The mark of passage. Orion. House Orion.
Orion. Okay.
Symbol of the it's a unicorn.
Have I seen any unicorns?
Yes,
office and things?
You would have seen it out around the station.
Okay. In here?
In here, not so much.
Okay. I didn't know we were working. You work with House Orion. Is that there? It must be very lucrative.
Oh yes, I don't work directly for them, but sometimes they give me instructions, and I make sure the place is kept tidy, and they have given me. I pay my rent. I'm free to operate my business out of here. No.
Oh, of course. I didn't mean to insinuate anything else.
Are you wanting to travel with House Orion? The train will leave tomorrow. Comes once a week, as you know.
It's possible. We don't know what the others of our friends are up to, but
oh,
sorry, Vard.
That's right. You were with more people. Oh, where are they? They did not want to come say hi.
We thought it was just a bit easier if there was two of us. Less daunting for a bunch of strangers to come into your office.
Oh, I can assure you I don't scare easily. I might look meek, but I've had some stories in my life. I tell you that.
I'd love to hear them sometime over a pint.
At this point, Puck, you will see that one of the goons will kind of stretch up and kind of just walk out of the room.
Can I ask a quick question?
Oh, of course. Would you like? I can pour some tea if you'd like to stay a while.
No, I'm fine, thank you.
Please go ahead. I'm all ears.
My knowledge of the Mournlands is quite small. Was wondering what you knew of it.
Oh, the Mournlands. Yes, one can sit for a whole afternoon and scratch their heads over what happened in that dreadful place. As far as I'm concerned, I won't be venturing there anytime soon. Sometimes salvage crews such as yourselves and others that visit the town, they need some funding to go there, but not me. My adventuring days are over.
And you don't have any friends or workers that go in there? It seems to be quite a good place to keep your currency up.
Oh, yes. I have other ways of making my money. I can assure you that.
Right. As I'm kind of like talking to him and looking around, can I possibly see I know I probably not because he wouldn't keep it out in the open, but like any steel or silver or even the artifact from the church?
Sure. Give me a perception check.
It's a 16 plus 1, so 17.
17. There are some metal objects around the room. A collection of bits and bobs and trinkets. You'd have to get a close look to discern if they were silver or not. the probably the most silvery thing in the room is the signet that is on his left hand, and you see that it has a kind of like it's like a ring with like a circle top that has like a symbol on the top, and it's silver and turns to a almost an emerald color of a hand.
Of a hand.
Yeah,
Is that what the symbol in this
on
circular?
the ring is, yeah.
Yeah. Is it like an open hand? Is it a closed fist?
Yeah, just open hand like that.
Okay. I'm trying to think. I had all these questions now. I can't remember any of them.
That's right. Take your time.
I do have one question for you. We were in the Great Beyond, and there was some issues with some gnolls, and I want to clock his expression when I say that.
Sure. Yeah. Roll me insight.
It's not so good. I think that's only a 10. No, it's an 8.
An 8. Hard to gauge any expression over what I'm about to do, but he kind of goes, "Oh yes, I heard about that very nasty business. Unfortunate for those that got caught up in it. It sounds quite dangerous.
But,
A town this far away from civilization can be quite scary sometimes. I can assure you that."
and forgive me for prying, but
Oh, pry away. I'm an open book.
aren't people paying you for protection? If the town was being attacked by gnolls, well, where were you?
Paying me for I think they pay me to deliver their letters. I don't think they pay me for protection. I'm not that strong. I don't think I could be everywhere at once. If you would like,
Can
I could.
insight that.
You
Can
can.
I also insight that?
I'm going to say based on your last 8, you're probably still just gauging this expression. So we'll just give Vargir the roll.
Okay.
It's a 9.
At face value, he says, I do have contacts around town, and I could maybe sort out an adventuring party if you're worried about your safety. I can provide you with some, how they say, bodyguards.
Oh, no, that won't be necessary, but thank you.
I would hate for my friends to be hurt. Maybe I'll do some inquiring. What's his name? So you see another one of the brutes kind of go, yes, Sodor. Would you mind going out and just having a look around town to see if anyone is looking for any work? Our friends here might be able to hire them. Sure. I know where to look, and he will walk out of the room.
Do you have any siblings or family here?
Oh, no. I am an only child.
Interesting. So what brought you initially to Vatharond?
Well, much the same as anyone else, I saw the opportunity to start my business and make some coin for myself.
Fair enough.
Looking at some of the stuff that's around the room,
Yeah.
does he have, like, is there... I mean, like, we know, well, we think we know that he's, like, interested in artifacts from the last war.
Uh-huh.
Scanning some of the spines of books and, like, looking at some of the, you know, the objet d'art he has on display, all that kind of business. Like, is that on show here?
There definitely are, like, almost like memorabilia kind of thing. You see some medals hanging around the room. It looks like there are like a pair of like manacles that are in like a glass case kind of thing. They look pretty rusty, whether it's a collector's item or what. Scanning the books as well, a lot of history books, a lot of encyclopedias and stuff like that. Almost think of your kind of like, you know, Midwestern rich guy that has an interest in the Civil War kind of thing.
Yeah, okay. It's kind of what I suspected. Does the name Rule mean anything to you?
Rule.
Or is there a name we heard about these gnolls?
Oh, the ones that were attacking the town?
Well, I didn't seem to be attacking the town. They seemed to more be extorting Callie. I thought maybe that's what you had come to speak to her about.
Oh, no, Kelly is a good business partner. When people arrive here, I'll send them to the Grey Beyond. Just a good word of mouth and a favor for a friend.
Tariff, you mentioned before that you don't really pay no mind to anything happening in the Moorlands.
I try not to. It's a pretty dreadful place.
I see, but we heard your name from a group of people in the Moorlands.
How peculiar. Maybe they had come from town. I do introduce myself to people.
That's what I suspect.
And people do remember names. Therefore, they might have been talking about the time they met me in town. You might recall this story to your friends later. Imagine if someone overheard you talking about my name.
That's true. I'm kind of fucking stumped here. Michael, put that hand down. Well, Reese is gone. Oh, Jed is gone.
I'm right here.
Okay. Well, I don't think Jed wants to do anything else, and he ran off. But
well, why don't we, as this conversation's kind of like reaching its point, and Bagir kind of thinks about what he's trying to say, we will cut over to the markets. Hira, Molokov, and Ghost, you leave the tavern, leaving your two compatriots behind, and start heading up to the marketplace. The scene is yours. If not for Ghost being here, Hira and Molokov, it's your first time probably alone since you got into town. Take it away.
Do you think they'll be all right? Going talking to him by themselves?
I mean, I don't like it. You know, splitting us up like this, heading into a strange man's place of business on their own.
Yeah, I mean, like any strangers with power, you tend to hide it if you have it, right? Doubt they'll find anything. Still, I'm the same. Don't like it. So, shopping trip?
I guess so. Hera, is there something you need from the markets?
Well, I just want to sort of have a browse, really. I do need to pick up certain supplies, but I thought we were more going to talk to some of the merchants and stuff. See if we can find out what's really going on here.
I mean, two birds, one stone, right?
Precisely. I don't want to buy any stones. So.
I was hoping you'd want to pick up a couple of birds along the way, to be fair.
Sort of like look up. No, I can't.
Come
on.
Before long, you eventually reach this marketplace. Ghost, you've seen it from the outside. Actually, I think you did go through it before.
Yeah.
Kind of like you got your awnings and your tents and stuff coming off from solid buildings. Some are freestanding themselves. It's a kind of a bustling place. People are moving around. Vendors are, waving out and trying to call people over.
I'm going to keep a general eye out for not only more of these green and tan, I want to say colored gentlemen, but that's not the right word. But more of Tarev's
Sure.
grunts, as well as Grunder. Keeping out for Grunder and Leclerc.
Yep. As you move through, one of the stalls kind of calls out and pulls you aside, and you see an orcish gentleman. He goes, "Oh, hello and welcome to my stall. My name is Drave. Can I interest you in potions from all around Khorvaire? Please, come. I can meet any of your needs. Tell me, what is it you desire?"
Oh, well. Pleasure to meet you, Drave.
A pleasure to meet you too. What name shall I call you?
Molokov.
Olakov, you look like a strapping, strong young fellow. May I interest you in a potion that will help you out there when you're heaving your muscles? Let me find my inventory.
I just love how he sounds like the Shame Wizard from Big Mouth. Yes, when you're out there, you look like you come across some very scary things. Now, this one here, he kind of pulls out a blue kind of swirling vial and he goes, "Now you drink this and you won't be scared, I tell you. You'll get the confidence of a mountain lion."
Oh. That actually might be useful.
Well, of course, everything I sell is useful.
I would expect nothing less. How much for your bravery potion?
For you, I give you 50 gold pieces.
What do you think, friends?
Well, I
I think it runs a little.
What's
Say
that?
again.
Yeah, I think it's quite a bit of gold, is it not, for only one potion? I don't know. What other little mixes do you have back there?
Oh, I've got quite a few. That special's on today. He kind of like brings out a plank with like 4 like tasters along it. This first one, it is I captured some of the grey mist, you see. I put it in a bottle. I mix it with some root from the trees. Consuming it will give you advantage on knowing what people are thinking. You can tell if they are lying or telling the truth. The second one here is a mixture of halfling cheese and clay. Now, that might not sound tasty, I can guarantee you that, and it might have a little bit of a smell to it. But what it will do is anytime someone tries to wave their finger at you and cast you under their spell, you will be immune. The third one is the one I described at first to my friend Molokov here. You cannot be frightened. It gives you the courage of a giant roaming through the streets of a small town. And the last one here is a combination of sage and snail, how you say, goo. What it will do is it will do the opposite of our dear friends on the ground and make you very, very fast, very quick for a short amount of time.
So you're not denying that number 2 does taste like absolute crap?
Oh, it tastes like shit.
Well, at least you're a man who's honest about his products.
Oh, I would never tell a lie to my valued customers.
I wanna. Is he bullshitting through his teeth on that one?
You can give me an insight check.
I will. Not with a natural 2.
He is very convincing.
The potion that detects lies. The one
Yes.
called the mist.
I'll offer you 10 silver for it.
10 silver, please, please. It's 50 gold pieces.
So we're pricing across the board, are we?
Which one are you asking about? Oh, the first one. 25 gold pieces for that one.
You know what's interesting? Definitely of interest.
You say 25 for the lie detector.
Yes, I call it instantaneous insight.
I like it. I like it. You know what? I think this might be useful one day. I will purchase this.
All right. So it isn't an actual item, but you can add instantaneous insight.
Love it.
And when you, on consuming, it grants the character advantage on insight checks for the next 24 hours.
Whole day.
That'll be 25 gold pieces.
Happily. Thank you, sir.
And for your two friends, what will you be purchasing?
Well, how much is it for the snail, the quick snail potion?
For you, my friend, 50 gold pieces.
Oh yes, míos. That's
I finally see the irony of that one.
Yes, it's quite clever, isn't it? I call it Haptic's Hasty Hawk.
Well, that is quite a lot of gold pieces.
Oh, for you, I do 45. Come on, I do 45. You'll be very fast.
Okay, I can do 45 gold pieces.
Deal. He like reaches across the table and just like shakes your hand.
45 of my gold.
So you can add Haptic's Hasty Hawk, and it will. It has 3 uses, and each time it will grant the effect of haste for 1 minute.
That's pretty fucking good, actually.
Not bad, 45 gold.
Not bad for 45 gold. So that's got 3 uses in it.
Is it an actual potion?
No.
So
I believe Potion of Haste is an actual thing.
Yeah, you could add that, or you could just put it into your like notes.
I will do that.
And
You must be quite here.
for you, my little friend, what can I interest you in?
Well, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'm far too broke to afford your goods at the moment.
I'm sure
However-
your friends might be able to help you out. Sort it out at the tavern later.
At the tavern, you say? Oh, I understand. No, you seem like an interesting fellow. Harness the Mists is seems like quite a task. Creating a brew like that. You must be local here, well established.
Yes, I make my potions for the people. Some they go to the mists and they don't come back. Some that take my potions, they always come back.
So you've been in Vathron for a while?
Oh, yes, a few years now.
Quite a place to set up shop.
Well,
Do you like it here?
but I do. I meet people like you,
Suppose you meet many travelers coming through.
of course.
Some that never leave?
Some that never leave. Some that are not so kind. Some that are very kind. Some that are easy to part with money. Some, like you, prove a bit difficult to part with their money.
Well, trust me, if I had the money, I'd love to part with it.
Well, how much do you have? You tell me.
I lift up my coin purse, and there is a very, very light and soft jingle.
Oh, sounds like you have some hardship. maybe I can come up with a deal for you.
What kind of a deal are we talking?
Well, I will have to do a bit of research, but maybe you could acquire something from me, and I will give you a potion in return.
I was thinking I had to just work harder rather than fall on hardship itself. This is quite the offer. What is it that a man like you, who creates interesting brews, could possibly want?
Oh, well, I need to select my next words carefully, so you come back to me, and I will have something for you.
Huh. I like a little bit of mystery.
Oh,
All right, Drake.
don't we all?
Well, I'll come back, say just before market closes. Does that work for you?
Of course, for you, anything. I'll be here all day.
I would hope so. Wish you good trading, sir.
He reaches and shakes your hand. See, and like before he's even reached back across the table, he's seen the next person and gone, "Oh, my friend! Oh, it's so long since I've seen you," and is talking to someone else at the counter.
That sure is an interesting fella.
He is. Great salesman.
Fantastic salesman. I wonder what he could want.
Maybe we will get some good information from him on how to
Aye, that's what I'm hoping. Bit more of a quiet conversation after hours couldn't be so bad.
Agreed.
Perhaps we're barking up the wrong tree here a little bit. These market stalls, they seem less established. Perhaps we'd be better off asking around in the blacksmith's apothecary.
Agreed.
If we actually want some information.
And while we're at it, I don't know about you, the ghost, but I could use somewhere to tinker. It's been a minute. Maybe we could try and see if maybe the blacksmith will let us use the space on like an off day.
I was actually thinking the same thing. I haven't met the smith. The apprentice was lovely, but not the best craftsman. I wouldn't say that out loud to her face, of course. Maybe I would. Depends on the day.
Let's make it not this one.
DM,
Yes.
other than being extremely hungover and trying to gather my brain together. Anyone around the market seem to be one of Tarav's goons. They look like they're just kind of hanging around.
Give me a perception check.
That common 11.
11. There are some people wearing browns, some people wearing greens.
Alright, that's just, yep.
Seems pretty common. Not anyone that you can tell is specifically wearing those three colors together.
Yeah. Alright. Not gonna lie, this whole window shopping thing doesn't do me too good. I'm broke as shit.
Yeah, no, I cannot afford to get roped into buying something that I probably don't need.
While you guys have been talking to the potion merchant after I purchased my potion, I definitely probably would have just turned and walked around the market and gone and bought a bunch of stuff.
Sure.
I'm trying to buy some like incense and herbs.
Sure, just like some components.
Yeah. But I am also looking for, if I can, like a little, maybe like that sized little brass container.
Okay. You have a look around and you can spend let's say 5 gold and you get all the components that you need. And you eventually get to a stall with a kind of an elven figure, quite tidily dressed, almost auburn kind of red hair. Goes, welcome to my stall. My name is Arulian.
Ah, very nice to make your acquaintance. My name is Hera.
Ah, yes, I see that you are a practitioner of the arcane arts, such as myself.
I like to explore the knowledge that seems to come with the arcane.
Yes, it can be quite interesting out these parts, I can tell you that. And you now look around and you see that there are some scrolls and stuff, and you know, a couple of potions, a couple of boxes of components and stuff like that. Are you looking for anything in particular? I don't think I've seen you around these parts before.
No, me and my friends are sort of
You look around
try and find friends in the market.
Yeah, the crowd is without looking specifically for them, they've been lost.
Yeah. Yes, I am new in town with a couple of friends, you see. I am, in fact, looking for a little brass container, if you have something small that can handle a little bit of fire.
A little bit of fire. Wow, how interesting. Are you looking for an item in particular, or?
It's one of the components for a spell.
Sure. Does it have a cost associated with it?
It's just about 10 gold pieces, I think.
She kind of has a look around, goes, well, I have this here. It's a little bit dinged up, but I'd be happy to sell it to you. It's not my perfect piece of work, but
well, it's, if I'm honest, it's for my first time to try something new, so maybe
oh, well, we do like
a
trying something.
second-hand container would be a good choice. You know, I don't want to try it on your fanciest bowl and then blow it up or something. You know,
No,
not that I have a tendency to blow things up, but
that's
you know,
how
you never know.
we learn, Hera, my friend, is we need to blow things up to get the results we need. You seem quite fresh in the art of practicing the magics.
I have done a lot of study, and we had practical classes in the university and stuff, but
Oh, university. You
it
are
is a little
quite.
different.
You are from quite far away
from-
then.
Oh yes, this is very much a strange land to me, but
Well, have no fear. May I ask what your purpose is out here? You don't normally find students of the big cities wandering out to small-time towns like ours.
oh well, sort of look around, I guess. Well, you know, we're here on behalf of the university. We
Behalf.
Well, it's sort of. We heard this place has interesting artifacts, so we're just trying to see what's actually happening out here. You know, the university likes to study old things. This is quite an interesting place, as you must know.
Oh, yes. Very interesting indeed. I think I overheard another Alvin man, you might have seen him about, quite prim and proper, from Staraluska, Dr. Artuna. He's in search of quite a great artifact, if I do recall myself, but you'd have to ask him about it. I guess as long as you're not stealing things from local merchants and churches, then you're fine in my books.
No, that's not quite. Can you imagine me trying to steal? I would ask how much is this. Oh my god, it would be.
Oh, well, not a thief then. That's good to hear.
No. If something has a cost, we can pay for it. It's not a problem.
Of course. Well, if you do come across some of these shady folk, then I would do what I do and turn them away. You do not want to be starting to deal in things that are stolen and shifted in the shadows.
Oh, is there quite a lot of that goes on here, or is this
Well-
a safe town?
Oh, bless you, Hera. You are quite fresh out of the city, aren't you? No, I
Yes.
had an interaction just, well, would be about a week ago now. A gang tried to sell me one of the silver arrows from the church. I would have no part in it. But it just so happened that one of the more wealthy people in town were in the market as well. And they took them off, and last I saw, they were heading into the mists.
One of the wealthier people from town?
Yes, not quite sure of his name. He holds up office down in the train station.
Oh, well, I suppose I will have to keep my wits about myself.
Yes, do not take anyone at face value. Everyone is trying to win out here, and whether that means they're good or evil, well, we'll leave that for the gods to decide. But you need to take care of yourself.
I will, and it's not about. I will just call the sheriff. He seems like a nice man. So,
Nice.
Can we say that about him?
I don't think they mind horribly so. I try not to interact as much as I can, but yes, you're right. You stay on the straight and narrow, and sheriff will not pay any attention to you, which is, I think, the way you want to keep it.
Yeah, I don't believe you told me how much the brass
Oh,
brazier was. We
of
got
course.
distracted. It would
Yes.
seem.
I could talk for hours with another academic such as myself.
Yes, it is quite nice actually to
That's right.
talk to someone who understands.
Look, 15 gold and it's all yours.
Holy moly. Okay, 50 contents. Well, I suppose it's part of what we are doing. Yes, okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
You count out the 15 gold.
Count out the 15 gold.
She gives you a bit of a smile with a twinkle in her eye and takes the 15 gold, hands you the brass container.
Well, I hope that this will make me able to do what I think it will be. Make
Well,
me
you'll-
able to do.
Need to tell me about your results.
Of course, I will. Bid you adieu. I should probably find my friends.
And you too. You turn around, and at this point, Ghost and Molokov, you kind of finishing up. You come to the center of the marketplace, and you see Hera finishing up with a stall, and you all kind of meet in the middle.
Well, did you get much information from our potion friend?
Not really. He's a salesman. I thought we lost you there for a second, Hera. Where did you go?
Oh, I just needed some supplies and stuff. It's a few little things I need to try out.
That brass thing is pretty.
Yes, I'm actually hoping I might be able to try something with this later this evening. But
Like a slightly concerned face.
no, nothing like that. I swear, there's only a little bit of fire.
Well, you've piqued my fucking curiosity.
It's relatively straightforward. I promise.
Do you need a hand? At least.
No.
Yeah, good one.
Hey. It doesn't quite come off, you know.
Well, I'll be coming back in a few hours to talk to this ocean salesman. I feel like he's got some sort of dark underside. Maybe he knows a little bit more about the handlings around town than he lets on. We'll save that for a private conversation later.
Yes, I too might have some lights to shed, but perhaps in a less busy area.
Aye.
Good call.
Did you want to head towards the smithy?
Yes. Yes, I think this is a good idea.
All right. You start heading downtown towards the Artisans Quarter, and we'll jump back to Zodor's office as Vargir is getting a little bit stumbling over his words, and Zodor is there, just still giving his little grin of a smile. And what would you like to do?
Jed, do you want
Yeah, sure. So I guess I'd say, sorry, I had to duck off quickly before. I'm not sure where we what the mood was when we left.
That's right. Vargir had asked about
to
protection.
hearing his name?
Right. Speaking of,
Hearing his name in the mists, and he had said, of course, anyone could be talking about me. I like to introduce myself to people.
Right.
If you now go and talk to your friends about me, someone might overhear you saying my name. What's the problem with that?
Yeah, sure. I think so. Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, there's one thing to hear someone's name; it's another entirely to, say that you're working for them. But what about the sheriff in town? Is he? Does he? So I'm trying to say it like in a way that like I breeze past it, but again, whatever. Constantly making insight checks.
Sure.
But like, what else are we going to do in this social interaction?
Yeah.
Like, I want to see what his reaction is to that, but then I want to power on to say, speaking of protection, though, there's a sheriff in town, but what's he like? Does he keep the town safe? How come the Knolls managed to get in with a sheriff here?
You see him he listens to what you say. Like, he's definitely keying in on every word you're saying. But that kind of just is almost a reflection of him as a person. He does come across as a businessman. He's whether it's honest or not, he is making you feel like you're the only person talking in the room. He's focused in. He goes, oh, yes, the sheriff is, well, he's effective when he wants to be. But as you can see, sometimes outside troubles get in, and that's not good for the town. Well,
Can't be good for business either.
no, it is not good for business. A lot of stalls are very scared when things like that happen, and they look to someone of authority. You'd think the sheriff would take more of a stance to make sure that his town is safe, but what can you do?
Have you spoken to him about it?
Oh, I've had some words with him, but we don't really get along. We don't see eye to eye, I think they say.
Right. I don't know, Vargi, if you have anything to add.
And I'll stand up and I'll say, well, Terev, thank you for your hospitality. It's been a pleasure meeting you.
Oh, of course. You're welcome back anytime. Please just
Thank
knock on the door.
And please, if you need anything from us, feel free to call. We're always close by for now.
I'll keep that in mind. I might have something down the road.
Sounds good. Well, pleasure.
You stand up, and the one remaining brute in the room kind of opens the door, goes, well, good day to you.
Good day.
You now find yourself in this kind of lobby area. The gnome is behind the counter, scribbling, and the door closes behind you.
Yep. Can we just listen for a second?
Short to the door.
Yeah.
Give
like
me...
pretend to sort of like be looking looking at the stuff in the post office, but like just really listening intently.
You can give me perception check.
Yep. I'll try and indicate that to Vargi whether or not you do anything with a roll or whatever. But I'll just be like, just put a subtle finger up and just listen.
You can both roll. Give a roll.
That's a 17.
17. Varga.
9 again.
9 again. Varga, you hear the scribblings of the gnome writing in this little book, and you kind of almost can't focus past that. 19, you said, Puck?
Yep. Oh, sorry, 17.
17. You hear muffled voices, but it's a bit hard to make out what they're saying through such a heavy door. But it sounds like he's talking to the one guy that was remaining in the room.
Yeah, cool. All right. I want to go up to the counter. Actually, I'm going to go up to the counter here.
Hello.
Yes, hi. I need to send a couple of letters.
Of course.
And I have a question about one that I received. Look over at Vargia, see if he's doing his own thing.
I'd say he's just in the room unless you say anything else.
Yeah, I'll just looking around at the roof.
Yeah, I'll sort of stop at that. One that I received and then just cut back. You know, like
Just
cut off the
T-pose.
sentence.
Um,
Especially with your long arms.
yeah, touches the walls. A letter you received from here?
Yes. I just want to know how long ago it might have been sent. I will produce like the envelope or whatever it came in.
Grabs the envelope, has a look at it, reaches into his pocket and pulls out like these tiny little circular spectacles, puts them on. Well, it doesn't look like the paper we sell. Kind of like gestures back to a cabinet full of like, A4, A3 paper. May I ask who it's from?
You may, but it's someone like me, I suppose.
Puts the letter down on the counter, goes over to like a cabinet and opens it up and pulls out like a tome, brings it poof, down on the desk and dust. Starts flicking through it. Yes, we've had a halfling here maybe a month or so ago. Didn't leave a name though. Preferred to go unnamed.
Sure, that's fine. That's
Here's your eyes though.
well, there you go. Yeah.
Kind of like
he's
he's now just like looking at you, like trying to take in details.
Yeah, sure. I have this letter here, and I'll sort of wave it in front of my face that I need to send off as well. I need to buy an envelope and pay for the postage.
Yes, of course. If you give me 1 second. Where are you wanting to send this to?
Oh my gosh, what's the name? Gatherhold.
Hello. Okay. We'll have to go to one of the major cities, and then from there it'll get to Gatherhold.
I understand.
Might take a little while. Are we expecting a response to come here?
Would I, if I'm mailing off the paperwork, would I expect to get a response?
Probably not from that. Like, your thing is to send that over, and you're left to deal with what's going to happen.
Sure.
If that makes sense, you don't need them to write back and be like, "Yep, cool, go ahead."
Yeah, and they're not going to send like an inspector out. Like it's my job to be like, yeah, it's up to scratch.
Correct.
And then they'd send over whatever their affiliation paperwork. Yeah, cool. Oh, that's fine. So no, I don't think there'll be a response.
Is that just a gnome typing into his thing to work out the cost?
Yes, it is. Okay, let me do some calculations here. It puts like one of those old school like receipt things. Okay, so you go to the town and come back. So we can do that for about 50 silver pieces.
Yep, I'll take out 50 silver.
All right, and can I ask who is sending?
Puck.
Writes down Puck.
Is the handwriting? I just want to check. His handwriting on this letter is the same as the one that I received.
Yes, as in like the cover of it to be like, from this person.
The address.
Yeah. Yes, it seems very similar.
Okay, cool.
All right, and to gather hold, writes that down. Well, I'll let you know if I hear anything, but otherwise your letter will be safe. The train departs tomorrow.
If you wouldn't mind, I'd like to just seal it quickly, and I'll once it's like in the envelope or whatever, I will take out some wax and a light.
Yep. You don't have to worry about that. We can seal it ourselves.
Oh, just peace of mind.
Of course.
I'm gonna seal it, and then I'm not gonna use my my signet ring.
Yep.
I'm just going to wax it, and I'm just gonna stick my thumb into it.
Okay. You stick your thumb into it, and you leave like your thumbprint there. He kind of like looks down. Very well. Takes the letter from you, and puts it. Give me a investigation check quickly.
Oh, love those. That is a natural 20 for a 26.
Nice. When he slides it into like the outgoing cubby hole, you do see across the top a bunch of like what look like stamps, and each one has each house symbol on it, showing that like if you were to send it on behalf of someone, they could wax seal it with a house symbol.
Sure. I just don't want to out myself.
Fair enough. Is there anything else I can help you with? Are you looking to get a ticket away, or?
Not at the moment. Maybe later, but we have some friends we need to go and catch.
Of course. He looks back down at his book and starts writing again.
I'll walk over to Vagi and say, ready to go?
Yeah. Where next?
Well, we do need to sort out our accommodation for the night. Maybe we could go back to the tavern and get some rooms.
Okay.
Is there something else?
It's still quite early. Hold on, let me just.
Oh, it's like afternoon.
Yep. Let me just check. Yeah, I guess I actually might just even we have a bit of time. I might just pop to the church really quickly.
I'll go with you.
Sure. I would say as you exit the station, you need to go past the Artisan's Quarter. You would see the other three coming the other way in case you need to communicate anything. Just in the street, you see the other three coming towards you.
I think we just as we're walking to, I'll say to Vargia, I think we need to keep a good eye out, make sure we're not being followed or watched. I don't trust him.
We should talk about this in private at some point, but yeah, noted.
All right, the other three, you see them, those two as well.
How's the shopping going?
Oh yeah, I was gonna say, how close did we get to them? Do we like cross paths sort of thing?
Like this is a chance if you need to exchange information or swap up the groups or whatever. You're now just in a street by yourselves. You know, it's not an alleyway, but you guys are by yourselves.
Oh, okay.
Kind of like on a street corner kind of thing.
How's the shopping?
Expensive?
Yes, people do charge well in this town. But we got some useful things. And maybe some useful information too.
Oh yeah.
We did as well, but maybe we should share our information later. That said, I'd keep an eye out in case you're being watched.
We could always talk in the church, and I know Mother Johanna's not exactly a big fan of Tariff. Might be a.
I just casually walk off and keep going towards the Artisan's Quarter.
Okay.
That was
I
rude.
think he's being stealthy.
Did something? Okay. I was going to say, did something happen?
Oh, I don't know. Did something happen, Malakoff?
Not that I was aware of. I thought we were all going to go to the Smith place together.
Yes, I mean,
Maybe he is just trying to be inconspicuous. Well, I think we were going to the church, but I think we should prepare to stay here for the evening. I can get us a room at the tavern.
I believe you already sorted rooms before you left.
Oh, did we? Okay.
Yeah, we did.
I got one room and paid for it after Puck had said I will sort the rooms.
Yes, because you were getting one for Bellinor if she showed up as well. But no, I think Puck, you secured rooms for you guys as well.
Okay, cool. Easy.
okay. And that's at the Grey Beyond. Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so
Not bad.
you're going to the church now?
Yeah. Just popping in to see Mother Johanna. Have a chat.
Maybe we come and meet you there after we're done down at the trade square.
Sure. Sounds good.
All
I
right.
don't think we'll be too long.
If there's nothing else, you both split off your separate ways again, and we'll go down to the trade square with Ghost. You're a little bit ahead of everyone else.
Being a little bit ahead, does any of the signs on the out the front, the labeling of what's inside seem particularly well weathered, older than the rest?
How do you mean?
Like longer established, this place has been here since the start of this town, rather than being refurbished for new purposes as new people have come through, so on and so forth.
Sure. It looks like they are all pretty well kept.
Cool.
They look like they're washed and maintained. Yeah, it seems pretty well kept.
All right, bet. We'll head into the smithies.
Sure. You're not too far ahead of the other guys. The ore restore blacksmith.
Ore restore, that's right.
As you head in, you see the same female smithy kind of digging away at an anvil, kind of looks up and puts her gloves down. Oh, you're back. And at this point is when Hera and Molokov will approach the door. Oh, and you brought friends.
Hello.
It's China, right?
Channa.
Channa. My apologies.
That's all right. We all make them.
Miscue my memory. Thanks for your help back when. But it wasn't a week ago now.
Yes, the shield come in handy.
It served me well. Plan to keep using it.
Oh, I'm glad.
But I'm here on a little bit of a. Oh God, I can't English today. I'm finding this so hard. A little bit of a selfish motive this time round.
And the last time wasn't?
Touche. I'm perhaps wondering if we can, me and my friends here, we're both artisans in training, tinkers for fun. Wondering if there's a possibility that we can use your facilities, or perhaps rent some time and space.
Well, I would have to talk to the owner. I'm merely an apprentice. Can I ask, Molokov, are you hiding your arm at the moment?
I imagine, in general, whenever he's around town, it's under the cloak.
Okay.
It's, if you were really paying attention, you'd still probably be able to see it, like as he moves, that sort of thing. But
you do have the cloak over it.
Stays under the cloak. He uses his left hand to do the thing.
Okay. Well, yes, I would have to ask. We've never really rented out space before, but I'm sure you can use the anvil when the facilities, when we're not busy.
I mean, that would be wonderful. It's, as travelers, it's hard to find somewhere established to actually put in some time and work.
Of course. Well,
it would be most appreciated, and I'm sure we could work out some means of payment.
Of course. I don't believe we've met before. Channa Dekana.
A pleasure to meet you. Molokov.
She extends out her hand to shake.
Which hand?
Her right hand?
He sort of hesitates for a second and then pulls out the mechanical arm and shakes.
She grabs on and doesn't let go straight away. She kind of looks and goes, how peculiar. And she reaches with her other hand and kind of brushes your cloak back a bit, revealing the...
No. So I imagine...
it's back here.
Well, he's got... So the cloak's sort of underneath.
Gotcha.
Armor doesn't, sort of stops at the torso. And then he's got almost like a shoulder pad that sits over...
Gotcha.
Over the cloak.
She'll still brush it back a bit just to get a little bit more look at the armor, because this is... Wow, some interesting work. May I ask how you acquired this?
You may. He sort of pulls it back a bit as she like starts lifting. And I built it
Wow.
with the help of some friends, and I sort of glance at Hera.
I see. Well, if this is the work of your own, then I would be happy for you to use the forge here. Like I said, I'll need to check with my boss, but I'll let you know. I'll come and find you if you're staying around town.
Thank you. I appreciate it. We are staying in the Grey Beyond at the moment.
Well, not the nicest of places, but I suppose beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, we've slept in worse.
Of course. She kind of goes back behind the counter, and you can tell like she's now just thinking. Her mind's kind of off in places now.
Mm. Mm.
The owner. It was Corin.
Corin.
Was it?
Correct.
He God, I don't even know what I'm asking.
He's not in at the moment. He's getting supplies from Star Alaska.
Oh, dear lord. So you're not expecting him today then?
Not today, no, unfortunately.
Understood. It's quite a journey. Next train comes in a day or two, doesn't it?
There's one currently at the station. It comes once a week, so another week and he'll be back.
Might be playing a bit of a waiting game until we can use your services then.
Well, I'm sure maybe when it's quiet you can test out a few things. I won't tell if you don't.
Oh, your secret's safe with me. Perhaps we can learn some things from each other. Consider it more of a combination of skills of two apprentices trying to better themselves.
I'm always willing to learn, especially if we can achieve something like that, gestures to Molokov.
It might be a little out of my purview, but working on some things myself. Perhaps you'll find them interesting. I'll tell you what, I'm coming back by the market just after closing. We'll swing through this evening and show you what I've been working on.
Sounds good. Were you after anything particular at the moment?
Oh, no. I suppose my only question is if you've got plenty of scrap material around.
She kind of looks, you see like piles of it at the back. Well, yes and no.
Hey, wonderful. Right, well that's business sorted.
Oh, well, have a good rest of the day then. And she goes and puts the apron back over.
Say, I haven't met him, but I heard a fair word about this sheriff around town.
Oh,
You've been
yes.
here yourself?
Well, it's hard not to know who's in charge. But as long as you stay on the straight and narrow,
Yeah, a few people have said that.
I mean, the law's the law.
Aye, so he's just a lawmaker?
Well, that's generally what
Sorry, lawmaker?
sheriffs do. She kind of looks at you curiously. You trying
No,
to cause some
funny.
trouble?
No, I just heard that he kind of turned up a few years back and just...
Oh, I haven't been here that long.
Oh, right. Probably not quite asking the right person then. No, you're good. No trouble. I assure you.
Wow, she kind of like looks at you curiously now.
Right, I've made a fucking fool out of myself. We'll see you in a few hours.
Of course. She kind of turns back, gives one last like look over her shoulder to Molokov and Hera, goes back, starts tinkering away.
I hope to see you later.
All right, you walk out of the blacksmith.
Just once she's just out of earshot. Hey, sorry for walking off earlier. If we're trying to be a little inconspicuous, then casual meeting, crossing roads in the center of town probably wasn't the. It didn't feel comfortable.
I
No,
see your
yeah.
point, but we are also in small town. People are going to talk.
Eh,
They will see us together in the Gravion anyway. In my
Hey.
mind.
It's the talking I'm afraid of. Well, we've found out absolutely fucking nothing.
It's
In this little,
okay.
in this little. Oh no, actually, no, never mind. Never mind.
Yeah, no, what are you going to ask?
I was gonna say, there's none of these buildings look like they are like. I think I already asked this last time, but none of them look like they're like a library or anything.
Sure. So there are 2 more stores of note. There is the Sunset Sage Apothecary and the Simple Stock General Store.
Sorry, it'd be possibly the general store where you might find some information tomes or something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Should we have a look at the general store and maybe at least ask one more person for questions? It seems to be very interesting perspectives from every different person we talk to. It's very hard to get a read on this town.
Really. But a general store is a good place to start.
Yes, of course.
Or not start.
All right. So you want to head to the general store?
Yep.
You let me find it. You walk in to it's got like a kind of a L-shaped counter. There are some books and stuff, scrolls and canisters up along the shelves. There's some like dried fruits and food and adventuring supplies and some ropes. There's some hooks and stuff like that. Very general. Behind the counter, you see a halfling that kind of has like a top hat on, like a bowl hat. Looks up and goes, "Oh, hello, and welcome to the general store. My name is Cooper, and I will be assisting you as much as I can."
Pleasure to meet you, Cooper.
And a pleasure to meet you too.
We are new to town. We just thought we'd check out the local stores.
Oh, well, please browse as long as you want, and let me know if you want to buy anything.
Thank you, sir. I was wondering as well, how long have you been in town?
Oh, my business has been here for a good 2 or 3 years now. It's not booming, but we get traffic coming through, and it's enough to make a living off. And well, the area's okay if you don't look that way. And he points out the thing. You can see like the mists on the horizon.
Screaming face.
Yeah. If you focus to the west, then the sunsets are really quite nice. No, I'm just here by myself making a bit of coin. Maybe enough one day to go to the bigger towns and maybe set up a market stall or.
I'm just browsing the shelves.
Sure.
What do you think of the authority in this town? I hear we have this sheriff.
Yes, he's very good at keeping everyone under control. We don't get any banditry or anything like that. Well, hopefully not.
And the other one that does protection, Terev. Yes?
Oh, are you
Can I
are you here on his behalf?
sort of hesitates for half a second? No.
Oh, you see him let out a sigh. Yes, he likes to meddle himself in other people's business, and But no, everything here is quite all right.
Mental how? Has he given you trouble?
No, quite the opposite actually. He kind of looks around. Well, you see, he's taken a little bit of gold from each of the merchants, and in return, he guarantees that we well, no trouble will hit us. But you see, I'm late for my payment this month, and I was just worried that you might be here to rough up a few things. Look, I think I've almost got enough. Maybe if you guys bought some stuff, then I'll be able to make the payment.
Perhaps.
How short are you?
Say again.
How short are you?
Oh, about 200 gold.
Holy fucking.
I was about to say, you can't ask a halfling how short he is.
That is more than a small tax.
Oh, well, yes, but if you looked in perspective, I have a shop and no broken windows, and you know the town has been quite safe for quite some time since Tariff came in. Of course, he doesn't like to advertise it to people that don't own any businesses.
Of course. What of the gnolls? Were they not giving you trouble?
Oh, they were, and then I started paying Tariff, and they seemed to stop coming down to this quarter.
Well, that is good.
It is.
I'm glad.
Things in this world do cost money, and I'm glad that he is working, you know, frivolously and honorably with the sheriff to keep all the baddies out of town, as they say.
Agreed. Sort of narrows his eyes and I'll just sort of start browsing the shelves and.
Okay. Were you looking for anything in particular, any of you three?
Is there like a collapsible like camping fork, spoon, knife set?
Absolutely. It could 5 copper.
Look at that dagger.
Sorry, yeah, collapsible, yeah, knife, spoon, and dagger set.
Yeah. Says 5 copper on the label.
Cool. Grab one of those. Seems like quite a good relationship then. Man of the people, businesses, and upholder of the law, keeping the town safe.
Who? Sheriff?
Well, the two of them together. You said they have quite a relationship.
Well, no, I've never seen them in the same room, but Zodor assures me that he is working with the security of Sheriff to make sure that nothing happens.
Oh,
There's,
as I said, it just
I don't see no reason to
seems quite upholding.
talk to Sheriff about what he's already knows he's doing.
Oh, yeah, it's a fair call. Just this one.
He hands puts it through the till. 5 copper pieces.
I'll give him a silver.
Oh, this is too much. I don't want to be known as a swindler.
It says the man who owes Tariff 200 gold. Keep it.
Well, thank you. You see him kind of like get real embarrassed about it and kind of puts the silver in, and he kind of now doesn't know really where to put himself.
Is the store empty other than
Yes.
the three of us? Right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Browsing through like any books and stuff that I can see, I just want to sort of be skimming over the spines, looking for anything that looks like it's like got historical mention of either this town or maybe even anything to do with like towns that I know were just close from here in the mist.
Okay. Give me
Or
a
essentially anything about them.
give me a investigation or history check.
Let's see. 3 for a 19.
19. A couple of the book titles don't really click or make sense of anything around here, but there is one that is titled Towns and Settlements of Brayland, I think we're in.
Okay. Fine, sir. How much for this book here?
Oh, that'll be 1 silver piece.
1 silver piece. Oh, you burn my wallet. I will give you 1 silver piece.
Oh, if it's too much, I'm willing to negotiate. Everyone...
Okay, fine. 2 silver pieces.
Oh, no, I didn't mean that we... You do hand over 2 silver?
Yeah, that's I'm battering. Like, this is... I've seen it done in the markets before. That's just something about it.
So that's twice today you've overpaid for something. As he takes the 2 silver and goes, "Oh, look, you guys are too kind, but I would not be flashing my money around."
I'm already in the book, sort of reading through it, turning and walking away.
Oh, okay. And
Look, Cooper, was it?
yes.
Oh, I've gone southern all of a sudden. Hey, look. We're relatively new to town, and we don't know how things work here, and
Well, clearly.
quite honestly, we haven't got a established relationship with anyone or anything in the happenings of how this place works, but we're a little curious. And trust me when I say this information will only stay between you and I and the friends here, of course. But it seems like you're in a rough spot.
Oh, I wouldn't say rough. The business is up. There's no one giving me trouble. I just haven't had a lot of business in the last month, so it's a bit hard to make the down payment. You see, it's not an issue. I'm sure I can dig out something from the back and make sure it happens on time. Just as long as you're not here to rough anything up.
No, quite the opposite. Look, we're staying at the Great Beyond. My name's Ghost. You can ask for myself or the new adventurers in town. You'll be pointed in our direction. If you need any assistance or help with anything.
Of course. And how much is that going to cost me?
Let's call it a favor.
Oh, favor? What? He kind of like ums and ahs and okay, I understand. See,
Right.
he starts to get a bit like uncomfortable with even your suggestion of a favor, that it should be like returned at some point.
Yeah, gotcha. Out of the goodness of my heart, you won't owe me anything. We just want to know a little bit more about what's going on around town. So if you need the help, we're here to offer it.
Well, unless you can put 200 gold right on my counter right now, or minus a silver and a 5 copper, I will keep that in mind. I do appreciate it.
Good to know. Good to know. That's all I came for. Molika, if you find anything you like.
Sort of like was probably like peeking out like the back of like some shelf somewhere. Nah, I think we have got what we came for.
Well, I do bid you a good day, and thank you for not causing any trouble.
Wouldn't dream of it.
Good luck with the sales.
You walk out and the bell dings, and you find yourself back in the middle of the trade square.
Well, that was certainly interesting.
Yes, it's slowly starting to all paint on the big picture, isn't it?
This tad of
Well, let's.
Fucking canvas keeps getting bigger and the details don't get any sharper. It's infuriating.
Well, perhaps we need some other paint. Should we go see what the others found out?
We go to the paint
It was
shop.
quite good from you. That was almost a metaphor.
What?
Let's go. Let's go.
All right.
How bright do we want to paint this canvas?
No, I don't think there is an actual canvas. It was.
No, you're right. I'll stop speaking in fucking metaphors. Look, I might. I could try something. It would definitely be frowned upon from a sense of decency, but I have this. I go searching around for a few things, and I pull out a like slightly curved, collapsed item, and start folding it out, and it looks like something like a sort of a necklace. Fits around the neck with a small glyph on the front. I can. This is a neat little device. It disguises the way you look. You can take on a slightly different appearance, whether it's colors of your clothes, what you're wearing, your eye color, hair, even point the ears, give you a stout nose. I could just quietly, not being overheard.
Yeah, you find like a corner or something that no one else is around. There's people passing in the distance, like 50 meters kind of away from you.
I could paint myself to look like one of these tariffs men, and just walk into that apothecary and see what happens.
Might not be a bad call for our last excursion.
What did he say? Sorry.
Come on, hero.
I was reading my book. I was reading.
He's going to
I-
disguise himself. And
Yes, but as a what? As a who?
as one of Tedev's men.
Oh my goodness. Okay. That's good.
We're gonna be like level 13, and it'll be like, you know, heading towards the big bad guy. We're like, we're gonna have to go into the cave. Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Oh wow.
Oh my. Okay. Yes. And then what? And then go where?
Well, that's the thing. I don't really have a fucking plan. It's just going to be see what happens and
Gauge
try my
the
best to pry a little more information out of someone.
I see.
This is in reference to your disguise kit.
Oh, this would be a spell.
Okay. I'm just figuring out the time you'd need to change.
It would be
A spell is instantaneous.
it's the disguise self spell.
Yep. Cool.
Okay. But so are we go so do we our friends in the church, are we going to meet them first or
I think we should. I think we go back. Maybe we
perhaps
share all the information we have now. Because I imagine they have found out a thing or two themselves.
I think we need to touch base. I'll
And
hold on to
then-
this.
We have to come back later anyway for the potion man and the blacksmith.
Hey, you're damn right.
And so maybe we all come back. Strength in numbers and all. I'm not saying we all go in, but we can all be here.
Maybe this conversation is
Always-
best had at the church. I think possibly Mother Johanna is the only one in town that we've discovered so far who actually has an issue with what seems to be going on. Perhaps that's a safe place.
There is potentially more that have issue. They just don't know how to express it.
Fucking curious. All right.
To the church.
Let's
then.
go,
Alright. You start heading to the
one
church.
more story.
For Vargir and Puck, I say not a lot of time has passed since you split up from them, but you get to the church and Mother Johanna greets you and says that Balinor is still recovering. She's in her room, sleeping at the moment. But if there's anything you'd specifically like to ask her, otherwise we can redline to when the other three arrive at the church with you.
I guess I'll just want to tell her that we went and saw Tariff.
Oh, yeah, that scoundrel of a fool. He didn't try and bribe you, did he?
No, he pretty much denied everything we've heard about him so far.
Yeah, of course he did.
You haven't had a face-to-face conversation with him, have you?
Not for a long time. He tried to swindle me into getting protection.
Protection from what?
Well, he made quite a good point. He's very charismatic. Bandits from the Mists and Salvation crews that have gone awry. Monsters
Salvation?
Salvage crews, sorry.
Ah, okay.
Salvage crews that have gone awry or monsters that go bump in the night. But we here at the Church of the Silver Flame, we are not easily swayed. We know what protects us, and that is our faith.
And I love that. But when these gnolls came, did he try to swindle you again?
Of course he did. Showed that they were attacking and causing quite a lot of havoc. A couple of nights they did. They banged on the doors, but we locked ourselves up pretty tight in here. Nothing is worth 400 gold per month.
Right, and you didn't talk to the sheriff about this?
100 gold a month.
About the Knoll attacks?
Gnolls banging on your door. I believe that. I'm sure the sheriff would have been pretty on top of that.
Yes, unfortunately it's a bit hard to hire a policing force in the town when people come and go so often. He finds it hard to trust people when one man or one machine can only do so much.
Do you have any? I think I speak for all of our crew when I say we're probably on your side. We don't like the man. He is not trustworthy.
No, a thief
But
and a scoundrel.
do you have any actual evidence?
She gives her like a defeated sigh. If you could record a conversation like I hear they do in the bigger cities, possibly. But he is very careful. He is very cunning.
Do you think it might be possible to catch him intimidating someone?
Well, I believe he's usually putting on a pretty face when he's around people. He normally gets his goons to go and do the dirty work for him. But yes, I believe it's possible. It'd just be up to the interpretation of what is intimidating and what could be a heated argument.
Mother Johanna.
Do you know where
I'm sorry. No, please.
where he puts? If he's taking 400 or asking for 400 gold a month, that is a substantial amount of money. Where is he keeping it?
Well, if I knew that, then I would be getting onto a force to go and take it back and give it back to the people.
And I suppose just one final question. I don't, as I say, I don't like the man, but is he actually causing problems for people here other than extorting them? Or are people just maybe too afraid to say anything about it?
That I'm unsure of. I would like to draw connections between him causing trouble for him to stop. That would make sense. He's a businessman. He's not dumb.
How many men does he have with him, though? Like, surely if the Gnolls were the threat, they're gone. Why is he still such a problem?
It's hard to say. He's very good at convincing people that there are dangers just outside of town.
Right. I also have a quick favor to ask, Mother Johanna. I know you've done a lot for us so far.
Of course, of course.
Seeing that Tariff has this town wrapped around his little finger right now, it's kind of hard to find a place safe enough to talk. I was wondering if you would be okay with me and my party maybe conversing in the church. I know it's...
No, I understand. Maybe not out here in the open, but you are free to use one of the side rooms at any time you wish.
That is very, very kind of you, Johanna, and I'll get you back for this. Thank you.
At this point, you hear the footsteps on the marble floors as the other three are entering the church. Oh, well, I must go and attend to some duties, but please feel free to use any of these side rooms as you wish.
Thank you. As as I'll walk to the side room door and open it and kind of gesture everyone to go inside.
Yeah. You go inside and it's kind of like a little, not so much office, but almost like a prayer room. You know, there's some seats, there's some cushions around, and one of the windows up on the side of the room is bringing in a lot of sunlight as it kind of reflects around the room a little bit. A statue of a female figure, you know, kind of reaching a sword up with material wrapping around her, sits in the corner.
Do I know this statue?
Yeah, it's the symbol of the Church of the Silver Flame.
It is. But is it depicting a certain god?
So the Church of the Silver Flame believe that a celestial being came and wiped all the demon overlords from Khorvaire and Eberron, and that she is the light, the deity, the one to go to. They don't believe in the group of the sovereign host. I think there might be a name, but Tira Miron is a brave paladin that is depicted.
Can you spell that?
I put it in the chat.
Alright, thank you. Okay, cool. That's all I wanted to know.
Yeah, basically she sacrificed herself to rid the world of the demon overlords. And so followers of the church follow her as like the prime being. But you
Johanna?
she gives a nod, and you all kind of shuffle into this room. It's not small, but it's cozy with the five of you in there.
Right. How was your ventures?
Fucking weird.
Yeah.
Yes,
Same here.
we've met some interesting people throughout town.
Yeah, we met Tara properly.
Hmm.
I bet that
I
was a
don't
shit
trust
show.
him. He's
He's,
a snake.
Very good with his words. Very good with his words.
Very careful.
Not to read.
From what we understand, there's some sort of payment he charges each month, at least 200 gold.
We heard 400 from the church.
Jesus
Aye.
Christ.
Which they're not paying, by the way.
The church
And
is
it sounds no, the church isn't paying. It sounds like he's making and solving his own problem. He's using his gnolls, some of which at least we've seemed to have taken care of, to harass people. And if they don't pay up, they're the ones who come knocking.
yes.
I'm not sure there's much of another threat around here other than him himself and those who work for him.
For the sake of brevity, DM, we just our individual information is shared information at this point. We can just
Yeah, I was gonna say
Discuss on it.
I'll fill in that one of the market people seen him purchase or at least be handed the silver arrow from bandits that had stolen it.
I suppose the question becomes, are we going to do something about it? And what are we going to do about it if we are?
Well, now we're in a little bit of a tricky situation. You said you had the conversation with Tareth. How careful were you about what you said? Does he know you're onto him?
No.
I think he knows that we're curious.
Right.
And I think from the moment we stood up to the Knolls together, he has been aware of us as a group.
But yes, if he sent the notes to us the first time in town, then
When
there's already
He knows.
when we first arrived into his office, the first thing he said was he was waiting to meet us. I think he's already kind of aware of who we are. What
And
we're
it
doing.
sounds like he was almost expecting to see us all at once.
He did know about
think-
the rest of the party, so
Yes,
goes
he knows we're
with that
together.
Plans out the window.
I think we need to be careful. I think he's going to try and keep tabs on us. So coming here and talking is probably good, but I'm not really sure what our next steps are. I mean, I've mostly dealt with what I needed to deal with here in town personally. And I've not received any new information or orders of, telling me to go anywhere else. But
I
Right.
would argue that perhaps he is not. I don't know your business, Mr. Park, but it seems to me that someone who purposely brings in trouble such as Knowles is not good for the name of your house.
no, I wouldn't want, if Kelly does indeed achieve the guild registration, then I wouldn't want the name to be associated with what's going on here.
And sort of look over it here. All this talk of artifacts and silver and some form of machine. This is something very big, much bigger than we are seeing here. And so I guess I know what myself and Hera would like to do.
I'm not exactly
But
a huge fan of a man swindling a church and innocent people, so I would like to stop him from whatever he's doing here.
agreed, and at the very least, maybe get this. What was it? Arrow of something?
The church's artifact, the Arrow of Truth.
Correct.
At the very least, return it to them.
100%.
Makes
My question to you all would be, do you care? And do you want? I think we fight well as a group. I think we do well as a group. Are we in this? I guess is my question.
My personal opinion, I've gone southern again. Let me just fix that. Wait. My personal opinion, that's better. To answer both of your questions, do I give a shit? Absolutely no. Do I want to do something about the powerful asshole who thinks he can, well, be a powerful asshole? Absolutely. Don't know about the rest of you, but we've kind of stumbled into this situation, and I've got a personal grievance against anyone who thinks they can hold power or have a name or position of nobility or recognition and use that for their own personal gain. So fuck 'em.
Little sheepish look from Park.
No, not quite. I'm actually Secret King. No. Yes, I think it would weigh on my mind to leave the good people of this town being. Yes, yeah. He bothers me. I would like to do something about it. It doesn't seem necessarily like. Did Vargi describe the ring?
Yeah.
I would. Yeah, maybe at this location he might have.
Yeah. Do you remember we talked about the rule mentioned the green claw, and we've heard of the emerald claw. I think Hera, you were the one who knew a little bit about that. And this ring seems something in line with that. I don't know if he's involved with something even bigger, but he's certainly the big fish in town. And I think that if we were able to maybe do something about that, it might make things in here, this place, a little easier.
that hand symbol isn't a house symbol.
Not that what they've described that you can think of.
No. Yeah. Okay.
I think our best option is to get the people on our side. We can do that, and if there's we've already have the church. If we can get some
Yes.
more people to drive them out, stop
I think
paying
if-
them.
Well, we could potentially start with the general store. I know they're behind on payments and significantly behind.
We can just offer our protection as part of the church. give them
Yeah.
a bit more hope.
If any gnolls come into town, I think we should take a very active approach to getting rid of them.
And
I
these
wouldn't want to go
towns-
around bullshitting more people who are already getting bullshitted. I think whatever protection on behalf of the church is a little bit of a stretch.
what do you
However,
mean?
I feel like one of Tara's brutes probably going to come knocking on Koopa's door pretty soon.
Speaking of, can anyone record conversations? Is that a thing anyone has the ability to do?
Actually, I've done it before. I pull out a cylinder and click the end of it, and you hear the sounds of our first battle with Leclerc.
Well, if we can get some of this evidence, if perhaps we were to hang around this general store and wait for someone to come in, capture a little bit of this, take it to the sheriff. Maybe we can get something started. And I think you're right. I think we need the people on our side for this. They seem afraid to say a bad word about him.
Let's give them a reason to not be so scared.
I don't think I don't think they have bad words about him. I really think he's manipulated these people into thinking that he is doing them a service.
I don't think anyone that's paying 200 to 400 gold per month is happy with their service. Especially if the gnolls were just left running around. I think these people are smart enough to know that they aren't doing what they were paying for.
We can safely say the town is scared. And he has invoked this fear in one way or another.
Doesn't sound like a thing we're going to solve particularly quickly, though. We might need to be here for a while.
You're gonna have to start building evidence.
Did Cooper said something? If we had more money for the sheriff, to get some help from the next largest town, perhaps some more law enforcements. Maybe we could look into that tomorrow.
I think once we find some evidence and bring it to sheriff, there's a reason for him to start helping us, and that's a
He
that's a
might
good
even
asset
be able
have
to
on our side.
Quick question for
call
the
in.
group. Did we ask Sheriff if he knew anything about
Yes,
like some form
Yeah.
of artillery?
I've
or
written it down.
I'm asking
artillery? I'm not
about
sure.
Did we mention the weapon at all to him?
I don't
No,
think
but,
so.
I believe we did.
we
And
did.
the
I think
mention-
what he said about Tariff was that he had only heard speculation and rumors, but he had no solid evidence either. So had no reason to make an actual move on him.
Hmm.
I'm all for a bit of espionage and doing what we are planning on doing, but
Hey, Ghost. This train will be leaving tomorrow. The station might be a bit busy. I know you're quite sneaky and tricky. Maybe it might be a good time to pop your head into his office while he's not there and have a look at some drawers.
That's a stretch.
there's a big risk.
It's definitely possible, but I know I suggested it earlier, but the sounds of what you're describing, where he is in location and how big this actually seems, I feel like it's a lot of risk to possibly find nothing.
Yeah, but
I have an idea, though.
large risk, big reward. If we do find something that sets us way ahead of him.
Even if we do, though, and we take it to the sheriff, that's still just us and the sheriff against him, which perhaps would be enough, but it's not like the sheriff has a team. He's self-appointed. There's no...
Exactly. And if we take this beautiful piece of evidence, whatever it may be, there is no way a smart man like Terev won't notice it's missing. We are not his enemy yet. And we don't have to be yet. And doing things like stealing and breaking in, and we don't know how powerful this man is. If we want to hit him and hit him hard on the first strike. I think, personally, we should start with this piece of artillery. Find what he's collecting.
There you go.
Find the silver. Cut him off at his power source.
I hate to say it, right, but I do think we have to go back into the mists and really figure out what the hell this thing is.
Go back in the mist.
And
we're gone for another week. We don't know what he
That's
does.
my point. I don't want to go into the mist. Fast forward another week for this town after we have already kicked up a bunch of shit. I think we need to be quiet as we leave and be as invisible as we can be. As neutral is the word I'm looking for, as we can be.
Possibly leave in the night.
All I'm saying is I don't want to make an enemy before we go.
I mean, if we do go soon, it does let the heat off us go down a little bit.
The other thing we could do is when we do return, we could make it clear from, just bragging and boasting at the tavern or something that we found something big, we found whatever, even if it's the same piece of artillery, if it's not, make it clear. Maybe suggest that someone attacked us and we managed to find a huge device or something and just see what happens.
Bad idea.
This is all really fucking interesting. I don't think that's a bad idea, Pax.
Do we want to go in to the mists soon, or would we rather stay here for a day or so and see if we can find out something, help the general store owner, and maybe record something, give some evidence to the sheriff?
I think we start building our case.
I think the recording is not a bad idea. The breaking and entering I am not for.
We have to be back in the Artisan Square this evening anyway. If Hera or one of you just keep an eye out to see anyone who might be brutish entering the general store, then we can play a peek over and see what information we can glean. It's a good start.
Bear in
Where's the
mind,
general store? Is that in 5?
Correct.
Okay, cool.
I think, bear in mind, mechanically, I think between Ghost
Yes.
and I, we can record about 12 seconds worth of conversation.
Okay.
I believe between both of us, we can get 24 seconds each.
Oh, okay. Can we? So we can stack them all together, even if they're the same thing.
Absolutely.
I need to read the feature. Hang on.
It's just you imbue a tiny non-magical object with a magical property of your choice. Up to 6 seconds long recorded message.
I can only do a maximum of one object at a time.
Oh.
That's going to go up as I get smarter, but for now.
Understood. Yeah, okay. So, I can...
You can
So-
do
You
three.
can at least
30
get a little
seconds.
bit. 30 seconds, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, 30 up to... But between the two of us, too. So, me, myself, and I alone could do 24 seconds of continuous
Okay.
recording, which is not a lot, but
It's not a lot.
given the right...
A half a minute of,
Half
something.
a minute of people talking is quite a lot.
Yeah.
Can be. How do you start it at a certain point, or do you just click it and it's going, or?
It's really up to how you want to rule things mechanically. The last time I used it, my setup is kind of like
You press the button and then you threw it.
there's like a needle that like etches with a tuning fork onto an object I can fit in. I think I used just a brass coin.
That's
Last
fine.
time.
What I'm meaning is that do you have to press record?
I think it's the artificer
Yeah.
has to,
Yeah.
has
So
to
that-
activate it.
so
It has
just
to
so
be-
you guys know
Yeah.
you would have to be there somewhere for that to happen.
Yes, it is. Get
Yeah.
close enough to.
Which means it might have to be Ghost anyway doing it all, because
Well, who knows? They're goons. Who knows if they're smart? They're smart, or if they're even afraid of other people hearing about it. Like, it seems to be a pretty open secret.
all I'm saying is I'm clunky and not deceptive. Not sneaky and not deceptive.
Well, maybe Ghost can hang out the front, and some of us can be around there with him, just loitering, and can try and very distracted by this dancing going on in Dale's background. Try and record or work out what we do from here. But I think that's a good start.
Okay.
It's not a bad start.
Someone was saying about going back somewhere after dark.
Oh, I gotta pop back by the markets to talk to the potion salesman. He has a favor potentially that he wants, and I feel like it's one of them hushed conversations. Might have gleaned some insight into perhaps a little bit of the underbelly of what's going on around here. And the blacksmith has said that we'd be able to use the facilities when it's quiet. Molokov and I can get some of our projects underway.
You're not going to ring the scrapyard bell, are you?
I'm rather curious about that. Why? You know what it does?
No, just that if you do, you need to expect danger.
That is what the note said. I was hoping to go and talk to some of the lads at the scrapyard to perhaps get an inkling about what's going on around there, but it seems a little further down the priority list at the moment.
Just checking.
Look, I might be a fool, but I don't go getting myself into needless trouble if I don't think I can get out.
Well, I
Too
might
much
go
is a
and
bad thing.
make up my room and get settled in.
Go.
When you just
Have a little-
keep in mind when you all leave the church to keep an eye out for anyone watching.
I think we should just assume that we're being watched at all times. It's a small town after all, like you said.
Agreed.
All right. So what's the plan?
I'm going to
Back
the hotel.
Great Beyond. Yeah, I think.
I want to
chill
speak
out for a
to
few hours.
I want to speak to someone there, but otherwise, yeah, just going to go make up my room and just like
Okay.
relax a little bit.
It's like a brevity of conversation too. Who was it? I wrote down the thing, but I can't remember whose conversation was it. Who are we talking to that mentioned? No, it was Hera. Sorry, it was Hera talking to the elf. I don't know if you would have told us this.
He did.
But,
He did.
Dr. Achiro is looking for a great artifact.
Yeah, I would have mentioned that as well.
And that was slightly different to what his message was. Durasco Foundation, looking for an aid request.
'Cause we haven't spoken to Dr. Achiro yet, have we?
No, we haven't. He's staying at the Salvation
Yeah.
Hotel.
Get to say that as well, yeah. That's another fucking thread.
That's another thread, but I mean that's potentially
I didn't
a
recognize
good way to
the name.
officially lead us into the mists, so at least we know we have an official tale, is what Ghost would have said somewhere along these lines.
Good call, good call.
And then, we have the potential to go digging around to potentially find Cord and Tarav's other men and get a little more information on what he's actually up to.
Yeah.
But as far as gathering evidence, this is probably our best bet. for the
less
time being.
suspicious to be like, hey, we're going after the arrow, rather than hey, we're going after your war machine.
I mean, it's potentially both.
Well, yeah, we know it's both.
Yeah. Or neither. You know, we leave under the guise of working for Arturo.
Yeah.
And helping him out, which is great. And then that, you know, gets Tarab off our immediate backs of trying to hunt us down or whatever. But
I mean, he still probably wants to protect his arrow. He
absolutely,
clearly wanted the arrow for something.
protect his own ass, whatever it is. But I think for tonight, plan is I need to go talk to this potion guy. That might be a hushed conversation without you guys there, but that's fine. But then you and I, and possibly one other, goes back to the blacksmiths and just work into the night and keep an eye out to see if anyone does come and visit Cooper. And if they do, we can try and do something.
I'm
I might.
quite good at hiding.
I don't see a reason why we can't have all of us.
No, there's absolutely no reason why we can't all go and camp out with Cooper.
Maybe not for the whole night, but for at least while we're fucking around.
I might go check out the. I just out of curiosity, I might go check out the Traveler Shrine. And then I'm probably going to go back to the tavern to wait for Balinor, because we did say that we'd meet her there, and the last time I didn't meet her there, she ran off into the middle by herself and got attacked by a basilisk. So
Fair. All right. So everyone's got their directions to go to. You kind of, it's coming into evening now, as well, but that is lining up with a lot of the time that you agreed to meet with everyone. And I think that is where we'll end today.
Yeah.
Pick up with everyone's different interactions going into the night.
This is
Next
fucking
time.
fascinating.
Yeah.
lost.
There's a lot going on.